In Chapter 3, Tablet 2 of the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi York, the narrative continues to unfold the unfolding events among the Anunnaki and their appointed messengers and rulers. The roles of powerful figures and their responsibilities in maintaining order between the realms above and below begin to take shape. This tablet reveals more about the duties assigned to those who serve the higher councils and the forces that govern the balance of existence. As the story progresses, we gain deeper insight into the hierarchy, the messengers, and the unfolding mission that will impact both the heavens and the earth. Now let us continue with the reading of Chapter 3, Tablet 2 from the Holy Tablets. Chapter 3, El Mustawateya, the Scientist. Begin all acts and thinking by using El Kulum, the all-tablet 1 Nergal and Arishkegal, 1911-209. 1. O Anu made his voice heard and spoke. 2. He addressed his words to Kaka. I shall send you into Kernugi, the underworld, for you must speak thus to Arishkegal, saying, it is impossible for you to come up. 5. In your year you cannot come up to see us. It is impossible for us to go down. 7. In our months we cannot go down to see you. 8. Let your messenger come and take from the table. 9. Accept a present for you. 10. I shall give something to him to present to you. Leka went down the long stairway of heaven. 12. When he reached the gate of Arishkegal. 13. He spoke, Gatekeeper, open the gate to me. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the first gate. 14. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the second gate. 15. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the third gate. 16. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the fourth gate. 17. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the fifth gate. 18. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the sixth gate. 19. He allowed the Anunnaki Kaka in through the seventh gate. 20. He entered into her spacious courtyard. He knelt down and kissed the ground in front of her. 21. He straightened up, stood, and addressed her. Anu, your father sent me to say. 22. It is impossible for you to go up. In your year, you cannot go up to see us. 23. And it is impossible for us to go down. In our month, we cannot go down to see you. 24. Let your messenger come and take from the table. Let him accept a present for you. 25. Shall give something to him to present to you. Arishkegal made her voice heard, and she spoke, and she addressed her words to Kaka. 27. O messenger of Anu, our father, you who have come to us. 28. May peace be with Anu. 29. And may peace be with Nunamnir and Nudamud, the great Anunnaki. 30. May peace be with Namu and Nash. 31. You are the pure Anunnaki. 32. May peace with Dumuzi, the husband of Inanna, who is the lady of heaven. 30. Peace be with Ninurta, who is the champion in the land. 30. Kaka made his voice heard and he spoke. He addressed his words to Arishkegal. 35. Peace is indeed with Anu, Nunamnir, and Nudamud, the great Anunnaki. 36. Peace is indeed with Namu and Nash the pure. 37. Peace is indeed with Dumuzi, the husband of Inanna, who is the lady of heaven. 38. Peace is indeed with Ninurta, the champion in the land. 30. Kaka made his voice heard and spoke. He addressed his words to Arishkegal. 40. I hope everything may be well with you. 41. Arishkegal made her voice heard and spoke. 42. She addressed her words to her chief Namtar. 43. O Namtar, my chief, I shall send you to the heaven of our father Anu. Namtar, go up the long stairway of heaven, take from the table, and accept a present from me. 46. Whatever Anu gives to you, you must present to me. 40. So he went, and when he arrived, he found the path that led to where the Anunnaki are kneeling together before him. 48. The great Anunnaki, who are the masters of destiny. 49. For it is he who controls the rites of the 88th temple of the Anunnaki, who dwell within Urkala. 50. Why do you not kneel down before him? I keep winking at you, and you keep pretending not to realize. 51. When Nudamud heard this, he said to himself, 52. I have many things to say first. Nudamud made his voice heard, and he spoke. He addressed his words to Nurgal. My son, you shall go on the journey you wanted to make. 54. Grasp a sword in your hand. 55. Go down to the forest of Mesu trees. Cut down Mesu trees and Simbaru trees. 56. When Nurgal heard this, he took up an axe in his hand. He drew the sword from his belt, and he went down to the forest of Mesu trees, and he cut down the Mesu trees and the Tiaru trees. 58, he cut down juniper and any of the various evergreen trees or shrubs of the genus Juniperus, having needle-like or scale-like, often pointed leaves and aromatic bluish-gray berry-like seed-bearing cones. And he broke off Kanaktu trees and Simberu trees and Ninjish Zeta. 59, he painted it with yellow paste and red paste as a substitute for the gold. He painted it with blue glaze as a substitute for lapis lazuli. 60, the work was finished and the chair complete. Then he Nudum had called out, and he laid down instructions for Nurgal. 62, my son, about this journey which you want to make. 63, and from the moment that you arrive, you need to follow whatever instructions that I give to you. From the moment that they bring a chair to you, do not go towards it, and do not sit upon it. When the baker brings you bread, do not go towards it, and do not eat the bread. When he who runs the orchard brings you fruit, do not go towards it, and do not eat the fruit. 67. When the vineyard grower brings you wine, do not go towards it, and do not drink the wine. 68. When they bring you a foot bath, do not go towards it, and do not wash your feet. 69. When Arishkegal has taken a bath and dressed herself in a fine thobe, allowing you to glimpse her body. 7. You must not do that which men and women do. 71. Nurgal set his face towards Carnegie the underworld, to the dark house, dwelling of Erkala's Anunnaki, to the house which those who enter cannot leave, on the road where traveling is one way only. 72. To the house where those who enter are deprived of light, and where dust is their food, and clay is their bread, which is simply the state of death, a physical death, where the light of this world is cut off, and their flesh returns to the dust, in which it is encaved. 73. They are clothed like birds with feathers. They are wrapped for the burial ceremony to be mummified. 74. They see no light, and they dwell in darkness. They re-enter at pure supreme balancement, the state of souls, void of body. 75. Pitch and feathers are hot against their skin. They moan like doves as they are prepared for mummification. 76. Then the gatekeeper opened his mouth, and he addressed his words to Nurgal. 77. I must take back a report about the Anunnaki standing at the door. 78. The gatekeeper entered and addressed his words to Arishkegal. 79. Lady, a man has come to see us who is unknown. Who will identify him? Arishkegal made her voice heard and spoke to Namtar. 81. Let me identify him, and let me meet him at the outer gate. 82. Let me bring back to my master a description of him. Namtar went and looked at Era in the shadow of the door. 84. Namtar's face went as livid as cut tamarisk. 85. His lips grew dark as the rim of a Kuninu vessel. 86. Namtar went and addressed his lady, saying, My lady, when I entered the courtyard of Anu, all the Anunnaki of the land were kneeling humbled before him. The Anunnaki, who are Aluhum, rose to their feet in my presence. 80. Now they have gone down to Carnegie, the underworld. Narishtagal made her voice heard and spoke. She addressed her words to Namtar. My dear Namtar, you should not seek Nunamnir power. 91. Nor should you desire to do heroic deeds. 92. Are you going to come up and sit down on the throne of the royal das, a raised platform, as in a lecture hall, for speakers or honored guests? You should perform the judgments of the broad earth? Should I go up to the heaven of Anu, my father? 94. Should I eat the bread of the Anunnaki? Should I drink the water of the Anunnaki? 95. Go and bring the Anunnaki into my presence. Namtar went and let in the Anunnaki Era, also known as Nurgal. 96. He allowed Nurgal in through the first gate of Nedu. 97. He allowed Nurgal in through the second gate of Kishar. 98. He allowed Nurgal in through the third gate of Indashurima. He let Nurgal in through the fourth gate of Hunk. Chapter 3, El Mustawatheya, the Scientist. Tablet 198, Inurala. 99. He allowed Nurgal in through the fifth gate of Indukuga. 100. He allowed Nurgal in through the sixth gate of Indushuba. 101. He allowed Nurgal in through the seventh gate of Inugi. 102. He came into the broad courtyard and knelt down, then kissed the ground in front of her. 103. He straightened up, stood and addressed her. Anu, your father has sent me to see you. 104. He was saying, sit down on that throne, judge the cases of the great Anunnaki, who live within Erkala, a great city. As soon as they brought him a throne, he said to himself, "Don't go to it," and he did not sit on it. 106. When the baker brought him bread, he said to himself, "Don't go to it," and he did not eat the bread. 107. When he who runs the orchard brought him fruit, he said to himself, "Don't go to it," and he did not eat his fruit. 108. When the vineyard keeper brought him wine, he said to himself, "Don't go to it," and he did not drink his wine. 109. When they brought him a foot bath, he said to himself, "Don't go to it," and he did not wash his feet. When she went to the bath and dressed herself in a fine thobie and allowed him to catch a glimpse of her body, he resisted his heart's desire to do what men and women do. 112. She went to the bath and undressed herself and allowed him to catch a glimpse of her body. 113. He gave into his heart's desire to do what men and women do. 114. The two embraced each other and went passionately to bed. They laid there, Malachi, Arishkegal, and Era, for the first day and then the second day. 116. They lay there, Arishkegal and Era, for a third day and then a fourth day. 117. They lay there, Arishkegal and Era, for a fifth day and then a sixth day. When the seventh day arrived, Nurgal went away without any help. 109. After she allowed me to go, now I will return to Carnegie, the underworld, later. Her mouth turned wicked with rage against Nurgal, who went before the Elohim to address his speech to the gatekeeper. 121. Arishkegal, your lady, sent me, saying, "I am sending you to the heaven of Anu our father." 122. You shall allow me to leave out. The messenger said, "No." Nurgal came up the long stairway of heaven. When he arrived at the gate of Anu, Numnir, and Nudamud, Anu saw him and said, 25. The son of Ishtar has come back to us. 126. Arishkegal will search for him and forget. Nudamud, his father, must sprinkle him with spring water. Then bareheaded, blinking and cringing, let him sit in the assembly of all Elohim. 129. Arishkegal left to bathe at home, because her body became unclean, which would be for the period of 7 days, which is in accordance with the 7-day uncleanliness laws, after sexual intercourse of the Anunnaki, and they accept that the essence of the being that you interchange fluids and emotions with stay with you for 7 days. And Arishkegal called out her pardon, that is, that she may be pardoned for this act. 130. The chair is free to sprinkle the room with the water of the spring. The seed of the two daughters of Lamashtu and Imashara sprinkle with the waters of the spring. 132. The messenger of Anu our father, who came to see us, shall eat our bread and drink our water. 33. Namtar made his voice heard and spoke. He addressed his words to Arishkegal his lady. 34. The messenger of Anu, our father who came to see us before daylight, has suddenly disappeared. 135. Arishkegal cried out aloud, and she fell from the throne to the ground, and then she straightened up from the ground. 136. Her tears flowed down her cheeks. 137. Era, the lover of my delight, did not have enough delight with him before he left. Namtar made his voice heard, and he spoke, addressed his words to Arishkegal. 139. Send me to Anu your father, and let me arrest that Elohim. Let me take him to you, that he may kiss you again. Arishkegal made her voice heard and spoke. She addressed her words to Namtar her chief. Go, Namtar, you must speak to Anu, Nunamnir, and Nudamud. Set your face towards the gate of Anu, Nunamnir, and Nudamud, to say, 143, ever since I was a child and a daughter, I have not known the playing of other girls, and I have not known the romping of children. 144, that Anunnaki whom you sent to me and who has impregnated me. 145, let him sleep with me again. Send that Anunnaki to us. 46, and let him spend the night with me as my lover. I am unclean. 147, and I am not pure enough to perform the judging of the great Anunnaki who dwell within Urkala, the great city. 148, if you do not send that Elohim to me according to the rites of Urkala, the great city and the great earth. 149, I shall raise up the dead, and they shall eat the living. 150, I shall make the dead outnumber the living. Namtar came up the long stairway of heaven. When he arrived at the gate of Anu, Nunamnir, and Nudamud, they saw him and said, What have you come for, Namtar? Your daughter sent me to say. 153. Ever since I was a child and a daughter, I have not known the playing of other girls. 154. I have not known the romping of children. That Anunnaki whom you sent to me, and who has impregnated me, let him sleep with me again. 156. Send that Anunnaki to us, and let him spend the night with me as my lover. I am unclean, and I am not pure enough to perform the judging of the great Anunnaki. 158. If you do not send that Anunnaki to me, I shall raise up the dead, and they will eat the living. 159. I shall make the dead outnumber the living. 160. Nudimmud made his voice heard and spoke. He addressed his words to Namtar. Sictor Namtar, the court of Anu, search out your wrongdoer and bring him. When he entered the court of Anu, all the Anunnaki were kneeling humbled before him. 163. He went straight up to one of them, but he didn't recognize that Anunnaki. He went straight up to a second Anunnaki and a third Anunnaki, but didn't recognize those Anunnaki either. Namtar went away and addressed his words to his lady. My lady, about your sending me up to the heaven of Anu your father, my lady, there was only one Anunnaki who sat bareheaded, blinking and cringing at the assembly of all the Anunnaki. 167. She replied, Go, seize that Anunnaki and bring him to me. I expect Nudimmud, his father, sprinkled him with spring water. 169. And he is sitting in the assembly of all the Anunnaki bareheaded and blinking and cringing. Sebentar came up the long stairway of heaven. 171. When he reached the gate of Anu, Nunamnir, and Nudimmud saw him and said, What have you come for, Namtar? 173. Your daughter has sent me to say, Seize that Anunnaki and bring him to me. 174. Then enter Namtar, the courtyard of Anu, and search out your wrongdoer and take him. He went straight up to one Anunnaki, but did not recognize him. He went straight up to a second Anunnaki and a third Anunnaki, but did not recognize them either. Then he made his voice heard and he spoke, and he addressed his words to Nudimmud. 179. Let Namtar, the messenger who has come to us, 180, drink our water, wash and anoint himself. 181. He is not to strip off the powers of Era, Nurgal, because I shall hinder. Namtar made his voice heard, and he addressed his words to Era. Era explained all the rights of the great underworld. Agarat ruled by the Dunakil. So now when you go from there, you shall carry the chair thyself. 184. Do not grapple with him, lest he bind your chest. 185. Era, take to heart the speech of Namtar. 186. He rose up and oiled his strap and slung his bow. Nurgal went down the long ladder of heaven. 188. When he arrived at the gate of Arishkegal, he said, Gatekeeper, open the gate for me. 189. He struck down Nadu, the doorman of the first gate of Nadu, and did not let him grapple with him. 190. He struck down the second doorman, Fukar of the gate of Kishar, and did not let him grapple him. 191. He struck down the third doorman, Serum of the gate of Indushurima, and he did not let him grapple him. 192. He struck down the fourth doorman, Lanrum of the gate of Enurala, and did not let him grapple with him. 193. He struck down the fifth doorman, Kalim of the gate of Indukuga, and did not let him grapple with him. 194. He struck down the sixth doorman, Arwadala of the gate of Indushuba, and did not let him grapple with him. 195. He struck down the seventh doorman, Kudri of the gate of Enungi, and did not let him grapple with him. 196. He entered her wide courtyard and went up to her and laughed. 197. He seized her by her hairdo and pulled her from the throne. 198. He seized her by her tresses and with force pulled her down. 199. The two embraced each other and went passionately to bed. 200. They laid there, Arishkegal and Era, Nurgal, for a first day and a second day. 201. They laid there, Arishkegal and Era, for a third day. 202. They laid there, Arishkegal and Era, for a fourth day. They laid there, Arishkegal and Era, for a fifth day. 200 laid there, Arishkegal and Era, for a sixth day. 205. When the seventh day arrived, Anu made his voice heard, and he spoke. 206. He addressed his words to Kaka, his chief. Kaka. 207. I shall send you to Kurnugi, the underworld. 208. To the home of Arishkegal, who dwells within Urkala. 29. to say that the Elohim whom sent to you shall forever protect those above and those below. And there you have it, Chapter 3, Tablet 1 from the Holy Tablets by Dr. Malachi York. In this tablet, we begin to see the order being established among the Anunnaki and their appointed servants. Messengers, viziers, and guardians are given their duties to maintain balance and protect the realms above and the realms below. As the story unfolds, the roles of these beings become clearer, revealing the structure of authority and the responsibilities given by the higher councils. Stay with us as we continue deeper into Chapter 3 and uncover more of the hidden knowledge within the Holy Tablets. If you enjoyed this reading, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to All Eyes on Egypt TV for more readings and insights from the Holy Tablets. And remember, you can find this book and many more at aoebookstore.com. The largest selection of books authored by Dr. Malachi Z. York.